Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Good morning, everyone. We are going to continue reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 7, Text 1. Does anyone remember the main point from yesterday?
Hare Krishna. So,
Hare Krishna.
so, so we heard from Prahlāda Maharaj telling his classmates about the spiritual knowledge, how the devotees are transcendental to modes of material nature by understanding the spiritual knowledge that they have. And they don't need to do any separate endeavors. They are already liberated. Uh, they are they are in the transcendental position situated in Brahman platform. They are always constantly engaged in chanting the glories of the Lord. And they want to make others devotees too, even if they are their enemies. They experience happiness and bliss in relation with Krishna. They are satisfied rendering transcendental loving service. And he also advised them to get this confidential knowledge. It might be extremely difficult to understand, but if they take the shelter of Narad Muni's disciplic succession, then hear from Parampara, then it might not be difficult by the grace and mercy of the spiritual master, by the grace and mercy of the Supreme Lord. And they have to have that implicit faith in Krishna and Guru too. And then they were amazed at how he had this knowledge, and they asked him, where did you get this from? Because we don't know anyone else, and we just know Shanda and Amarka, so we don't know Narad Muni. Could you please tell us more about him? And then we went on to Canto 7. Now we are hearing about how he got this knowledge in the womb of his mother Kayadu.
Yes, thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna.
Yeah, and that's how we are going to begin the 7th chapter today, to hear how he got this knowledge from Narad Muni. So we'll continue. Is Ekadashi there today?
Yes. Yeah, today's the Ekadashi.
Yes,
And
Ekadashi.
Simply today is
Ekadashi.
also the Rupa Goswami disappearance day. You put it there, right? And the calendar also shows.
Yeah, today is important day. Srila Rupa Goswami disappearance day. Rupa Goswami is leader of the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. He was specifically empowered by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to give this knowledge of devotional service to us. He beautifully wrote Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, telling us all about devotion and devotional service, rules and regulations regarding it. So in Chaitanya Leela, Rupa Goswami, same Rupa Goswami in Krishna Leela, he is Rupa Manjari. The devotees in the Krishna Leela, they come in Chaitanya Leela also. So Gaur Ganodesh Dipika describes that Rupa Goswami is Rupa Manjari, one of the very close associates of Srimati Radharani. So Rupa Goswami, he's done amazing services for Lord Chaitanya, excavated so many places in Vrindavan of Krishna's pastimes. He established Radha Gopinath temple. Radha Govindaji. Govindaji, who's now residing in Jaipur, he was established actually in Vrindavan by Srila Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami is the Acharya of Abhideya, of engaging in devotional service. And Govindaji is the deity who helps us in this process of devotional service. Just now we were hearing how Prahlāda Maharaj is saying engage in devotional service. So Srila Rupa Goswami, he has given us all these teachings of how to engage in devotional service in his wonderful books, especially the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. Srila Prabhupada, he translated it as Nectar of Devotion. So, and Srila Rupa Goswami, he also gave this Radha Damodar deities to Jiva Goswami for worshipping. Jiva Goswami was his disciple. and he gave the Radha Damodar deities to him. One day, Rupa Goswami, he got a desire to feed his brother, to prepare some sweet rice for his brother. He said it would be so good. So, but he didn't have any ingredients. Srimati Radharani came herself with the ingredients. And she gave him the sweet rice. When Sanatan Goswami had it, he said, "Hey, how did you get this sweet rice?" And it's so amazing. Rupa Goswami said there was one young girl, she came, she said they had a festival, so she gave me, said, that was Srimati Radharani. Can't take service from her, we have to serve her, you're taking service from her. Rupa Goswami said, well, I just had desire that I wanted to feed you sweet rice. So Sanatan Goswami said, don't have any desires like this, desires anymore. And see how there's total surrender in their hearts, and how Rupa Goswami is so dear to, the six Goswamis are so dear to Radha and Krishna. So, and also it's the disappearance day of Gauridas Pandit. Gauridas Pandit comes in Caitanya Leela, and let me see. They were in Gaurnita, were in his house. They were having nice kirtan, they were having prasad, and then he told them, that Gauridas Pandit said, that you just stay here, you don't go away from here. You just stay, both of you stay with me. So Lord Chaitanya told him, there in the deity, you just give up this idea that I should stay here. But Gauridas, he was just crying, and he was not listening to them, and he was just praying to them. So Mahaprabhu then saw that he's so affected by going to be with their separation. He said, okay, we both will stay in your house. So then what happened was, the Lord brought the deities with him. Gauridas Pandit had deities of Gaurnita. So Lord Chaitanya told him, okay, now you choose which of the two you want to stay in your house. You choose whichever you want. Two will stay here. You can worship us, feed us, and then two of us will go. Then Gauridas, he cooked nice prasad for them, and he was thinking, now I'm going to feed the lords, and they're going to be here. So then the two lords stayed here, and then two lords went, just to show the idea that the deity is non-different. Gaurnita, Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, and Gauridas had so much love for them, and that he wanted to serve them personally. Gaurnita, they became the deities, and the deities went out, but they're non-different, no difference. And in Caitanya Leela, he is Subal. I'm sorry, in Krishna Leela, he is Subal, their friend. So this is the story of Gauridas Pandit. Hearing about such great personalities brings purification for us. So we'll continue with Bhagavatam, Canto 1. Canto 7, Chapter 7, Text 1. Sri Narada Vacha.
Narada Vacha.
Evam Daitya Sute Prishto. Mahabhagavato Sura.
Mahabhagavata Sura.
Uvacha Tan Samyamana.
Uvacha
Chaitanyamaya
Smaran mad anubhashitam.
Smaran
Smaranat Anubhashitam.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Narad Muni said, although Prahlāda Maharaj was born in a family of asuras, he was the greatest of all devotees. Having thus been questioned by his class friends, the sons of the asuras, he remembered the words spoken to him by me and replied to his friends as follows. When he was in the womb of his mother, Prahlāda Maharaj listened to the words of Narad Muni. One cannot imagine how the baby in the embryo could hear Narad, but this is spiritual life. Progress in spiritual life cannot be obstructed by any material condition. This is called ahetuki apratihata. The devotional service cannot be stopped by anything material. Reception of spiritual knowledge is never checked by any material condition. Thus, Prahlāda Maharaj, from his very childhood, spoke spiritual knowledge to his class friends. And certainly it was effective, although all of them were children. So someone may say, oh, these are only children. How will they understand such highly important or these kind of subject matters? But Prahlāda Maharaj heard in the womb of his mother and he could understand it.
Yeah, and we also heard about how Prahlāda explained that because as a child, they are beyond the conception of body, not really much. So they are more pure. So it's very easy for them to get this transcendental knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also here, when we are reading this, when Narad Muni is saying he remembered the words, that shows that he attentively heard. That we keep listening from Bhagavatam also, we have to attentively hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right, attentively.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we do is we hear from one ear and it takes out of the other. But attentive
Yes.
hearing that we hear and it goes in our heart.
Yeah. And we have to be
It goes in
beyond.
our heart.
Yeah. We have to try to stay pure while we are hearing. Try to just, yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, fix our attention on the hearing. Yes, I'm sorry.
And also submissively. There was also one thing, attentively and submissively. It has to be there.
Submissively. Yeah, submissively, attentively. Yeah, thank you. So that we are able to accept the knowledge we are hearing and follow it. So we need to be submissive. Okay, Shri Prahlāda Vacha.
Shri
Prahlāda Vacha.
Pitari Pratishte Smakam.
Pitari Prasthiti Smakam.
Tapase Mandarachalam.
Tapase
Mandarachalam.
Yuddhodhyamam Param Chakrur.
Yuddhodhyamam Param Chakrur.
Vibhuda Dhanavan Prati.
Vibhuda Dhanavan Prati.
Prahlāda Maharaj said, when our father Hiranyakashipu went to Mandarachal mountain to execute severe austerities, in his absence, the demigods, headed by King Indra, made a severe attempt to subdue all the demons in warfare. Pipi liker ahir iva.
Pipi liker ahir iva.
Dishtya loko patapana.
Dishtya
Lokapatapanaha.
Papena papo bhakshite.
Papena
Papo bhakshiti.
Vadanto vasa vadayaha.
Vadanto vasavadayaha.
Alas, as a serpent is eaten by small ants, so the troublesome Hiranyakashipu, who always inflicted miseries upon all types of people, has now been defeated by the reactions of his own sinful activities. Saying this, the demigods, headed by King Indra, arranged to fight the demons. Serpent is eaten by small ants. Well, I guess that's when it's kind of dead, right? You can't fight it. Or maybe ants can still eat a serpent. I mean, bite him for sure. So they're giving this. That Hiranyakashipu is the serpent and the demigods are the ants. But anyway, actually, Hiranyakashipu had gone to do austerities. He was, in no way, he was like defeated at that point of time. He was just doing his austerities to get more powerful.
So I
Actually,
think they are probably
Hare Krishna, I think they are just trying to compare this to that how Hiranyakashipu, who was so powerful, like how the snake, it is so powerful, but when all the ants come together and uh, try to hurt that snake, it is possible. And in the same way, like how Hiranyakashipu was so powerful, but when like his brother died, you remember? We have read. So
Yeah.
that's the time he like, and they have also mentioned अपने ही पाप कर्मों के कारण पराजित किया जा चुका था. So he was just defeated by his own sins, and that's why he got like, you know how that all those things were impacting on him. So like how the powerful snake is bitten by so many ants when they come together, or when the snake is dead or is not that much active or something. So I think they are just comparing. That's what I understand. Maybe it's something else also.
Yeah, they are comparing this serpent Hiranyakashipu and the sinful activities as ants. Our sinful activities, they bite us, and we go through. We try to get guilty, and we try to do austerities to wash our karma.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you. So Tesham Ati Balotyogam.
Tesham ati baladyogam.
Nishamya Sura Yuthapam.
Nishamyasura yuthapaha.
Vadyamana Surer Bhita.
Vadyamanaha surabhita.
Dudruvu Sarvato Disham.
Dudruvuhu sarvato disham.
Kalatra Putra Vittaptan.
Kalatra putra vittaptam.
Grahan Pashu Parichatan.
Grahan pashu parichadam.
Navekshayamana Stvarita.
Navishamana stvaritaha.
Sarve Prana Paripsavaha.
Sarve prana paripsavaha.
When the great leaders of the demons who were being killed one after another saw the unprecedented exertion of the demigods in fighting, they began to flee, scattering themselves in all directions. Simply to protect their lives, they hastily fled from their homes, wives, children, animals, and household paraphernalia. Paying no heed to all these, the demons simply fled. So the demons, now because Hiranyakashipu is not there to protect them, the demigods are fighting. So they just left. They've left behind their homes, their wives, their children, their animals, everyone. They didn't even take their children or their wives. They just went to save their own lives. Vyalumpan Raja Shibiram.
Vyalumpan Rajan Sibiram.
Amarajaya Kankshana.
Rajaya Kamshinaha.
Indrastu Raja Mahishim.
Indrastu Raja Mahishim.
Mataram Mama Chagrahe.
Mataram Chagrahit.
The victorious demigods plundered the palace of Hiranyakashipu, the king of the demons, and destroyed everything within it. Then Indra, king of heaven, arrested my mother, the queen, because Hiranyakashipu had gone off to do austerities. Niyamanam bhayodvignam
Niyamanam bhayaudignam
rudatim kurarim iva
rudatim
Rudatim
kuririm
kurarim
ivaha
iva
yadra chayagatastattra
yadrachaya
yadrachaya
agata
gatastatra
devashi dadrushe pathi.
devashi drishe
As she was being led away, crying in fear like a Korari captured by a vulture, the great sage Narad, who at that time had no engagement, appeared on the scene and saw her in that condition. So, like a small bird who's captured by a big bird. Prahanenam surapate
Prahanenam surapate
netum arhasya nagasam
netum arhasin anakasam
munch muncha muncha mahabhaga
muncha
muncha muncha
muncha
mahabhago
satim para parigraham.
satim
para parigraham.
Narad Muni said, O Indra, king of the demigods, this woman is certainly sinless. You should not drag her off in this merciless way. O greatly fortunate one, this chaste woman is the wife of another. You must immediately release her. So Indra was dragging her. And so Narad Muni is like, hey, don't do that. Shri Indra Vacha
Shri Indra Vacha
Aste Sya Jathare Viryam
Aste
Jatharviryam
Avishayam Suradvishaha
Avishaya
Avishayam Suradvishaha
Asyatam Yavat Prasavam
Asyatam yavat
Yavat
prasavam
Prasavam
Mokshe Ritha Padavim Gata.
mokshaye artha
Artha Padavim
padavim
Gataha.
gataha.
King Indra said, in the womb of this woman, the wife of the demon Hiranyakashipu, is the seed of that great demon. Therefore, let her remain in our custody until her child is delivered, and then we shall release her. Indra, the king of heaven, decided to arrest Prahlāda Maharaj's mother because he thought that another demon, another Hiranyakashipu was within her womb. The best course, he thought, was to kill the child when the child was born, and then the woman could be released. Shri Narada Vacha
Shri Narada
Vacha
Ayam Nishkilvisha Sakshan
Ayam
Nishkilvisha Sakshat
Mahabhagavato Mahan
Mahabhagavato
Mahabhagavato
Mahan
Vayana Prapsyate Samstham
Tvayana
Mahayana Prapsate
prapyate
Samstha
samsthan
Anantanu Charo Bali.
Ananta Anucharo Bali.
Bali.
Narad Muni replied, the child within this woman's womb is faultless and sinless. Indeed, he is a great devotee, a powerful servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, you will not be able to kill him. There have been many instances in which demons or non-devotees have attempted to kill a devotee, but they have never been able to destroy a great devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Does anyone remember when somebody's tried to kill a devotee, they were not able to succeed? Any pastime?
In the womb of Uttara,
Yeah.
he wanted to kill the Abhimanyu.
He wanted to kill Parikshit. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Parikshit Maharaj. They wanted to kill Parikshit Maharaj in the womb, but it wasn't possible. And even Duryodhan wanted to kill Bhim. He gave him the pot full of poison, but the poison turned into Amrit.
Yeah. Yeah. How Krishna is protecting his devotees.
Devotees, yes.
What comes to my mind is Jar Bharat. That
Yeah.
his dacoits wanted to kill him, and how
Mhm.
Goddess Kali, she herself came to protect him.
Mhm. And even
Yeah.
Draupadi, right? Like how
Draupadi.
beautifully Draupadi ji was protected by Krishna.
Yeah, Krishna personally came. Yeah,
Mm.
that's right. So the Lord promises in Bhagavad Gita 9:31, Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. This is a declaration by the Supreme Personality of Godhead that his devotee cannot be killed by demons. Prahlāda Maharaj is the vivid example of the truth of this promise. Narad Muni told the King of Heaven, it would be impossible for you to kill the child, even though you are demigods, and certainly it would be impossible for others. Narad Muni is saying this child is a Mahabhagavat, a great devotee. He's personally protected by Krishna. So you can't harm him. Even though you're demigods, even though you're such great personalities, you can't kill him. Comments?
Like how merciful. When we read this, we are assured that how merciful Krishna is. How merciful.
Yeah.
Like he's always there. He promises, like how you said. And like how even I just remember this beautiful, like how in the Caitanya Leela, Mahaprabhu had promised that he will not raise his weapon. But when Jadai and Madai, one of them hurted Nityanand Prabhu, he came running. And when Nityanand Prabhu requested that you can't do this, Prabhu, Mahaprabhu, you can't do this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, your avatar is for giving them love of Krishna, not to kill. And he reacted to that and he didn't do, and then he gave mercy to Jadai also. So like how merciful he is.
Yeah. Yeah. So true. Iti uktastam vihayendro
Iti
Tastam
Yayendro
devarshirmanayan vachaha
Devashimanyan Vacha
ananta priya bhaktiyainam
Anantapriya Bhaktinam
parikramya divam yayo.
Parikram.
When the great Saint Narad Muni had thus spoken, King Indra, being respectful to Narad's words, immediately released my mother. Because of my being a devotee of the Lord, all the demigods circumambulated her. Then they returned to their celestial kingdom. Although King Indra and the other demigods are exalted personalities, they were so obedient to Narad Muni that King Indra immediately accepted Narad Muni's words concerning Prahlāda Maharaj. This is called understanding by the parampara system. Indra and the demigods did not know that a great devotee was in the womb of Kayadu, the wife of Hiranyakashipu. But they accepted the authoritative statements of Narad Muni and immediately offered their respects to the devotee by circumambulating the woman in whose womb he was living. To understand God and the devotee by the parampara system is the process of knowledge. There is no need to speculate about God and his devotee. One should accept the statements of a bona fide devotee and thus try to understand. So Prabhupada is taking this opportunity to point out the importance of accepting the parampara, accepting the authority, because Indra did not argue. should say, let's do a DNA test or something.
Yes,
To that
quick.
degree.
Yeah, it's an earthquake alert.
The love.
Now, yeah, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
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 Hare Ram, Ram.
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram.
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram.
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare.
Hare Ram, Hare
Still shaking or stop?
It's still
Now it's
shaking.
Still shaking.
Yeah, it's still shaking. Yeah.
Still shaking.
Oh, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram, Hare Hare.
Ram, Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Are you all okay there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
It's still
There was
shaking
yesterday
or
also one same like this.
Yesterday also was a big one.
Yeah,
yesterday?
yeah.
Oh,
During the daytime.
really? Oh, so now it stopped or it's still shaking?
Yes,
It
it
stopped.
stopped.
I stopped. Oh, wow. Please take care, all of you.
Yeah, we can continue.
Okay. So yeah, here we are saying Prabhupada is taking this incident to point out the importance of accepting the authority. You know, Indra is, although he's scared that if Hiranyakashipu comes back or if his son is a great demon, again Indra's throne is going to be in danger. But he's accepting. Narad Muni is saying, hey, don't touch this child. It's a devotee. Indra is accepting it. And then he's offering respects to the child by circumambulating the mother. Tato me mataram rishi
Tato te
Mataram Rishi
samaniya nijashrame
samani
Ashrame
ashvasye hoshyatam vatse
Ashvasi
yav yavate bhartur agama
Yavate Agama.
Prahlāda Maharaj continued, the great Saint Narad Muni brought my mother to his ashram and assured her of all protection, saying, my dear child, please remain at my ashram until the arrival of your husband. Tathete avatsit devarsher
Tatha
antike sakuto bhaya yavat daitya patir kora tapaso nyavartata. After accepting the instructions of Devarshi Narad, my mother stayed in his care without fear from any direction, as long as my father, the king of the Daityas, had not become free from his severe austerities. Rishim Paryachara Tatra Bhaktya Paramaya Sati
Bhaktya Sati
Antavartni Swagarvasya Shema Cha Prasutaye
Shemaye cha prasutaye
My mother, being pregnant, desired the safety of her embryo and desired to give birth after her husband's arrival. Thus she stayed at Narad Muni's ashram, where she rendered service unto Narad Muni with great devotion. It is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 19, Text 17, Matra swasra duhitrava naiva viktasano bhave balavan indriya gramo vidvamsam api karshati. One should not remain in a secluded place with a woman, even one's mother, sister, or daughter. Nonetheless, although one is strictly prohibited from staying with a woman in a secluded place, Narad Muni gave shelter to Prahlāda Maharaj's young mother, who rendered service to him with great devotion and faith. Does this mean that Narad Muni transgressed the Vedic injunctions? Certainly he did not. Such injunctions are intended for mundane creatures, but Narad Muni is transcendental to mundane categories. So Prabhupada is putting up a point here, because Bhagavatam is saying that you can't be alone with a man should not be alone with any woman, even if she may be his mother or daughter or sister. And here, Kayadu, young woman, staying in Narad Muni's ashram. So did Narad Muni transgress the laws? Prabhupada is putting up this question. Then he is explaining, no, he didn't. Why? Because Narad Muni is transcendental. Narad Muni's body is spiritual, it's not material. His consciousness is spiritual. So therefore, Narad Muni is a great saint and is transcendently situated. Therefore, although he was a young man, he could give shelter to a young woman and accept her service. Haridas Thakur also spoke with a young woman, a prostitute, in the dead of night. But the woman could not deviate his mind. Instead, she became a Vaishnavi, a pure devotee, by the benediction of Haridas Thakur. Ordinary persons, however, should not imitate such highly elevated devotees. Ordinary persons must strictly observe the rules and regulations by staying aloof from the association of women. No one should imitate Narad Muni or Haridas Thakur. It is said, Vaishnavera Kriya Mudra Vikena Pujaya. Even if a man is very advanced in learning, he cannot understand the behavior of a Vaishnava. Anyone can take shelter of a pure Vaishnava without fear. Therefore, in the previous verse, it has been distinctly said, Devarsha Antike Sakuto Bhaya. Kayadu, the mother of Prahlāda Maharaj, stayed under the protection of Narad Muni without fear from any direction. Similarly, Narad Muni, in his transcendental position, stayed with the young woman without fear of deviation. So, Kayadu is staying safely in Narad Muni's ashram. Narad Muni is not going to be deviated by a woman. Narad Muni, Haridas Thakur, and similar acharyas, especially empowered to broadcast the glories of the Lord, cannot be brought down to the material platform. Therefore, one is strictly forbidden to think that the acharya is an ordinary human being. Gurushu Nara Matihi. So Narad Muni, Haridas Thakur, the great personalities empowered by the Lord, we have to follow the rules and regulations. We can't imitate these great personalities. So the Acharya is specifically empowered by the Lord, not an ordinary human. Is that okay? Any question?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll stop here then for today. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.